Welcome to your final session of JA Our Nation. For today you will need your table tents, the volunteer teacher guides, as well as your global needs cards, your certificate of achievements, all filled out, the session 5 student flyers, and the twine. When you get to the classroom, go ahead and greet the students, hand out your table tents, and review the skills that you talked about last time. Talk about the skills that are needed in different jobs and why it's important to recognize within themselves those things that they have and they're good at, and those things that they might need to work on. Then discuss the importance of technology in business today and how things such as the internet, fax machines, computers, etc. has increased productivity as well as increased their base of customers. You can relate that to websites such as Amazon or eBay and things like that, and how that has increased competition as well as kept prices, talking about prices for supply and demand. You can talk about specialization and how more businesses are actually more specialized in what they offer, so that way they can keep their costs down and that they are globally competitive that way. Then what you'll do is you'll go into your actual activity. One thing to note is that your activity cards come in a set like this, and you will want to split those apart. Now the thing is that you will want to make sure that in your guide there's an activity where you are going to be reading kind of like a story, and then you will mention how a plant got ethanol from Tanzania, for example. What you'll want to do is make sure that your cards are in order and they match your actual book. Then what I do is, once I have them all stacked in order like they are in my guide, then I have the students remain at their desk and I distribute those cards. That way, because they're in order, the students are going to be distributed in order. Then what I ask the students to do is go ahead and get in a circle. By nature, the kids will kind of walk around and find a friend to actually go stand next to in the circle, so they'll kind of naturally mix themselves up with these different cards. I talk about how we're going to show how different countries work together in order to make a product, and that they are going to be tossing twine back and forth. I mentioned that when it's their turn to actually toss the twine, to go ahead and unwind it a little bit before they toss it. Again, I show them how it needs to be an underhanded throw, not an overhanded throw. We talk a little bit about that. I also try to make sure that they are a little bit of a tighter circle, as tight as they can get, so it's not so far from person to person. I walk through the activity with them, describing the different parts that are in your volunteer guide. You'll be able to find those. I do exactly as it says. I get through as many of them as I can, and then at the very end we stop the activity and we talk about the design of the actual web and how it looks like a web, and how many different countries use the resources that are available there at their country in order to specialize, and then they make things and distribute them globally in order for people to make different products. I review the concepts from the entire curriculum, touch base with them about all the different skills that are needed, the different career opportunities that they have, talk about being an entrepreneur and what that means. And then we go through and start our graduation ceremony. For graduation, I make sure that I teach them how to properly shake a hand with their right hand, as well as accept the certificate with their left hand. We discuss how we don't want any super squeezers, really tight handshakes, or limp fish, really squishy handshakes. We want it just right. But they should make eye contact, smile, and say thank you for the certificate that they are receiving. Also, it is important that if you are planning to bring in a treat of some type, make sure you have that pre-approved with your classroom teacher. Many of our schools are peanut free because of allergies, and there may be other things that students are allergic to that you'll want to know in advance. When you are all finished, offer your kit to the classroom teacher. If the classroom teacher already has the materials and does not need another set, please feel free to recycle that material at our local JA office, and that way we can rebuild some kits. And then when you're done, make sure that you email the JA office that you are finished by using the verbiage on the following screen. Thanks again for being a JA Classroom volunteer. We hope to see you again next time.